find some sort of harmony and balance.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? BC here. Welcome back to another episode. Today I want to talk about when the moment arises and the action needs to be taken, whatever it is, right? A word needs to be said. You need to, turn something in, attend something and be there on time, right? And I want to focus more on this particular episode on the things that are tough for people, which is like speaking up for themselves or being at an appointment and handing the pen to the customer, making them sign. I'm talking about those moments, right? Calling somebody out on some BS, right? Putting somebody in their place, right? Because they're being disrespectful. I'm talking about those more high intensity, what people deem as like confrontational type moments, right? And I'm here to say, and I want to name the podcast per se, like, are you stepping up and taking and doing the right thing? When it needs to be done, are you doing it? When the moment arises, are you answering the moment? That's the key here. Because for you to mold and shape yourself and become the person that you want to become, it's pivotal that you do this. What happens to us? We run away from those moments because of the emotions associated with them. We make excuses, right? And I can give you a million examples. Oh, it's too late, right? I'm just going to keep sleeping in. I'll hit the snooze button. I don't want to go to the gym. My accountability partner's not there. I don't want to make the calls. They're uncomfortable. Well, I don't want to sign up for the coaching, right? All these things. When you know in your heart of hearts you want to do them and you don't do them. If that doesn't change, you don't change. You know when it started changing for me? Now, early on in my athletic career, I already knew I wanted to be the best. I already had visions of being in the NBA and all this stuff. And even though I didn't make it, I played professionally for many years. I made it very far. But it started back then. But even with the real estate business, do you think all these things came easy to me? No. Every decision that I had to make, every action that I had to take was extremely uncomfortable for me. Very much so. Like 100%. But I knew it had to be done to get the result and, most importantly, become the person that I wanted to become in that process. You see, that's the key here, ladies and gentlemen. And especially when you look at somebody who kicks some game to you and says, this is the blueprint, this is what you need to do. I did it. I didn't question it. Many of you question it. You try to pick and choose. Well, I like this, or I don't want to do this. It's like, dude, that's not the way. That's not the way it goes. That's not the way it goes. And that's why you don't get results. And that's why most people get chewed up and spit out in real estate entrepreneurship on a daily basis. I mean, it's sad because they don't want to do what they're supposed to do. When the moment arises, are you going to do it? When you pull up in front of the first house, when you're going to go door knock, are you getting out and door knocking or not? When it's time for you to get on the phones at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 5 p.m. or whenever you do it to make the calls, are you doing it? When it comes time to ask the seller for the appointment, are you doing it? When it comes time to ask somebody to sign the contract, are you doing it? When it comes time to use the objection handler that you've been studying over and over, are you going to do it and deliver it the way that you practiced it? When it's time to go approach a stranger that you want to approach, are you going to do it? Or are we going to keep running away? I don't feel like it. Are you going to go to that event or that meeting or whatever that you agreed to? Or are you not going to go because you don't, in quotes, feel like it, which is the most lamest excuse on the planet and has crushed more people than anything else. I don't feel like it. You know what my answer is to that? Fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings, dude. Seriously. Your feelings fluctuate. For most of you, your feelings fluctuate up and down all the time, depending on what you eat, what you're listening to on the radio, or looking at your phone. You're not even controlling that. You're not even purposely putting yourself in a position where your feelings actually work for you instead of against you. Nor do you spend any time studying them or attempting to influence them or understand them at any or to any degree at all. That's why I say fuck your feelings. Why? Because they're reactive. When they're proactive feelings, not reactive, now we can work with them. Now you're using emotion, right? Now you're using emotion to improve yourself, to better your situation, to move forward, to progress, to evolve, which is what we want here. Now I take that nervousness from the moment and turn it into excitement because I know I'm being faced with a situation right now that I have to do the right thing. I need to speak up. I need to ask them to sign because that's what you're supposed to do to get the result that you want, become the person. What's next comes after that. If you keep stalling there and running away, then you'll be stuck there and you'll never get ahead. It's as simple as that. Whether it's a money decision, an action decision, a speaking decision, right? Confronting somebody, calling people out on their bullshit, right? Telling people, stop wasting my time, turning a client away because you know you should, but you won't. I mean, all these things. Why do we keep refusing to do them? It's never going to go away, the emotion. Even if I have to call somebody right now to confront them, which I've done a million times, you think while I'm dialing it and thinking about it and the phone's ringing that I feel good about it? No, it sucks. But I'm familiar with that feeling and I don't let it cripple me. I don't run away from it. I acknowledge it as a part of the process. You're a human being. You're going to feel emotions. Your mind is wired for survival, dude, and wants to protect you from any stimulus, especially a negative stimulus, at all costs. But see, you need to realize that that's detrimental to your development as a human being because the wiring we have in our mind is ancient. It hasn't caught up to modern society. It doesn't realize that you're just making a phone call to confront somebody to save your own self-respect. It thinks you might be ostracized because we used to live in small tribes back in the day and no one's going to talk to you and you're just going to die off by yourself or be an outcast. That's not going to happen today. But your mind doesn't know that. It's primitive. I know it's an oversimplification what I just said, but it's still true. This is why you fear to approach people or make a call or do anything. Because we innately fear the unknown as well. I can stack all these things that we as human beings, because of my study of the mind and human beings and communication, I can tell you why. Me having an understanding aids with it. It still doesn't take away the emotion, though. What's the difference, though? I take the action, the average person doesn't. What's the difference? I just decided to do it. There's no special event and thing that I'm going to do to getting over your fear. That's a waste of your time, and that's a waste of your effort, focus, energy, money, and anything else you would pour into learning how to get over it. You just do it. You pick up the phone and you dial. Because at the end of the day, the only thing controlling that is you. If you allow the emotion to cripple you, it's you. If you make the dial, it's you. Either way, you're responsible. But are we going to start doing what needs to be done in the moment that it needs to be done? I can't tell you how many times people pass up opportunities and make up excuses. And they come up with these elaborate excuses. It's crazy. You know exactly what I'm talking about because you probably do that. I've done it in the past. Everybody has. It's nuts. It's nuts. When it's the very thing we know that we absolutely need to do and we keep putting it off and off. And this is the interesting, I want to give you this visual because this is what happens. Let's say you walk up to a door, picture this in your mind, right? And that's the next opportunity for you. What you don't realize is behind that, there's other doors. And until you actually make the choice and take this opportunity and open the door and walk through, you will not have access to the next opportunities until you handle this one. So your indecision or lack of taking advantage of an opportunity actually blocks you from the future ones. And people think they can put it off. Well, I can just do that later. Oh, I can do that next week. Well, I can sign up next month and not today, right? No. The following opportunities and things that can come behind that door are blocked off to you until you take advantage of that opportunity. How do I know this? From experience and witnessing it in myself and other people and having the intelligence to put that together and give it to you as a teaching point. This is why I continuously get opportunities because I don't harp on things. I make the decision and I go. What I need to do, I do. And I move forward. And I keep getting help and advice along the way, as you should too, from the right people. But once this flow happens and you're always making the decisions and you're capturing these opportunities, well, guess what? You have access to more. That's why the people who are stuck by their own actions feel like there's no opportunity because they're not even taking advantage or making a decision on the opportunities that are currently present in front of them. That's why they see no other ones. It's like, dude, you haven't even decided or acted upon the ones that you have now. How could you see other ones? It's impossible. But I'm constantly doing that, so I see more and more and more and more. That's the difference, the decisiveness, doing what you're supposed to do and stepping up when you need to step up. That's what's getting me more opportunities, more and more and more and more and more. You can have access to that as well once you start actually making choices, making decisions, moving forward, and doing what it is that you're supposed to do. It's that simple, y'all. It's that simple. And I would urge you to understand that when the moment arises, think of this and say, when the moment arises the next time and I feel uncomfortable, this is my step into glory. This is me capturing what I claim that I deserve and that I want. This is me committing to my goals. This is me actualizing the person that I want to become. This is me doing everything that I said I would do. This is me honoring my own word to myself, which is the most sacred contract on this planet by far. So I cannot unlock that unless I do this. I need to do the right thing. And the right thing is this. And when you cower away from it, you don't do it. You're building and further strengthening the pattern of you retreating and running away. And when you run away in life, you're the prey. When you run away, you don't accomplish anything. You're not the master of your destiny. You're not the creator of your circumstances. You're not the designer of your life. You're simply a victim like everybody else. And you'll point the finger and come up with these stories to justify it, when in reality, the only person that you can blame is the one looking at you right now in the mirror, on your phone, or whatever you're looking at, where you see the reflection of you. So, you will later today, tomorrow, next week, within the next month, be faced with one of these opportunities again. What are you going to do? Are you going to, in that moment, remember this and step up? Or are you going to crumble and fold like everybody else and continue to live the life that they live, which never lives up to anybody's expectations? So I'll leave it at that, right? The choice is yours. What are you going to do, my friends? Are you going to step up? Or are you going to fall like most people?